Testing. Would everyone please take their seats? The program will begin shortly. Please take your seats. I will. I'll do it. Would everyone please take your seats? We will begin shortly. Please start go ahead and begin eating. We will begin shortly. Table 15. Hit me, right.
Tell, go over there and tell them. Yeah. Dwayne, go over there and tell them real quick. Well, that can't be right. You'll hear it. Yeah, they'll hear this time. They'll hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seat. We will begin the program in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seat. We're about to begin our program.
Good morning. Good morning, I'm Jeff Hildebrand. I'm chairman of the Broyles Award. We're going to get started in just a minute, but I've got a little housekeeping item I need to take care of. Somebody lost their parking ticket for their car, and somebody may need that later, so we'll be out there at the front desk, so if you want to come by and get it. Again, we'll get started in just a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2017 Broyles Award. America's top assistant coaches and benefiting the Frank and Barbara Broyles Foundation. Please turn your attention to the back of the ballroom for our special guest introductions. We start with this first-team All-American and Outland Trophy winner for Pitt Panthers. He later was a first-round draft choice for the Washington Redskins, where he became a Super Bowl champion under Joe Gibbs and was named one of the 70 greatest Redskins of all time. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2005. Please welcome back to the Broyles Award, Mark May. Next, we keep with our 22-year tradition of welcoming back our previous year's Broyles Award winner. This Clemson defensive coordinator picked up where he left off last year. His top 5 defense has been a key in leading the Tigers to a #1 ranking, a 12-1 record, and a place in this year's college football playoff. The Tiger defense dominated Miami Saturday in the ACC Championship, and this 2016 Broyles Award winner is marching towards his 6th national championship game as an assistant coach. Please welcome back Brent Venables. Now it's time to meet our 2017 Broyles Award finalists. Our first finalist has done an amazing job in his first season as defensive coordinator at Wisconsin. The Badgers' top-ranked defense was a key reason for their undefeated 12-0 run to the Big Ten Championship. His Badgers will face Miami in the Orange Bowl on December 30th. Please welcome this former All-American at Wisconsin, now a standout defensive coordinator, Jim Leonard. Our next finalist is the co-offensive coordinator and offensive line coach at Oklahoma. TCU was no match for the Sooners' top-ranked explosive offense Saturday in the Big 12 Championship as OU claimed its 3rd straight title with a 41-17 demolishing of the Horned Frogs. Next up for the Sooners, the college football playoff and the Georgia Bulldogs in the Rose Bowl. Please welcome Oklahoma's Bill Beatonbow. Our next finalist is the co-offensive coordinator and running backs coach for the Clemson Tigers. Since he became coordinator, the Tigers are an amazing 40-3 since 2015, and even after losing last year's star quarterback Deshaun Watson to the NFL, the 2017 Clemson offense hasn't missed a beat with new signal caller Kelly Bryant and are one of the country's most balanced offenses. After crushing Miami Saturday, the Tigers will now face Alabama in the college football playoff on January 1st in the Rose Bowl. Please welcome Clemson's Tony Elliott. Next finalist is the offensive coordinator for the high-octane Central Florida Knights. The UCF offense racked up an amazing 726 yards and 62 points in their win against Memphis in the AAC Championship Saturday. And with Scott Frost now moving on to Nebraska, this offensive coordinator has been named interim head coach as the 12-0 Knights prepare to face Auburn in the Peach Bowl on January the 1st. Please welcome Central Florida's Troy Walters.
give another round of applause for our 2017 Broyles Award finalists. Ladies and gentlemen, now please turn your attention to the stage and welcome the chairman of the Broyles Award Advisory Committee, Jeff Hildebrand.
Thank you very much. Good morning. It's my pleasure and honor to be associated with the Broyles Award and the Broyles Foundation and the Broyles family. We've got a great group of finalists this year, and I can't wait to see who the winner is. But first and foremost, I want to introduce a two-time All-American with the University of Arkansas and former head coach of the University of Arkansas to do our prayer, Ken Hatfield.
Thank you, Jeff. Would you bow with me, please? Lord, Dr. Lauren Young said many years ago that real success in life is a life of giving. Today we gather together to honor Coach Frank Broyles, wife Barbara, and Coach Wilson Matthews, who continue to give in their fight to defeat Alzheimer's. I want to thank you for the many board members, hosts, staff, and volunteers who give tirelessly for this event today. Lord, we ask your blessing on the 5 finalists and their families for their commitment to you and their calling of teaching leadership through the great game of football. And now, Lord, we ask you bless this time of fellowship, fun, and food as we honor you with our lives of service. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please enjoy your lunch. We'll start in about 5 minutes. Thank you. we're going to go ahead and start the program. I know that was a quick 5 minutes. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce the creator of the Broyles Award, a man that many talents, been involved in so many different things, many different awards, but the Broyles Award is kind of like his oldest child. We're now 22 years old. So he's been a friend of mine since 1983. Helped me welcome the creator and founder of the Broyles Award, David Basil.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Or good evening. Good day, everybody. We have got a lot to do in a short amount of time. So this is the 22nd Broyles Award, but this is the first of its kind that we're going to be live statewide television. So we're going to go ahead and start the early. Feel free to keep eating. This is year number 22. We do want to thank certain folks here real quick. Riceland Foods for being our presenting sponsor. We'll have a chance to bring them up on stage here in just a minute. Also, the fact that this benefits the Frank and Barbara Broyles Foundation. Very excited about that. Let me explain to you what's happening right now. KATV is outside doing a live show from 11:30 until 12. And then at 12 o'clock, we'll start the actual ceremony here in the room. So I have to be very quick in my comments. Till we get to 12 o'clock, we have to get the show started. We'll be carried live not only here in Central Arkansas and South Arkansas by KATV Channel 7, but also up in Northwest Arkansas, KFSM Channel 5, and in Northeast Arkansas, KAIT Channel 8. So we're excited about that. We're also live streamed on broylesaward.com and our Facebook page. So if you want to push any of the social media today for you young ones out there, it is at Broyles Award is the Twitter account. If you don't mind, let me thank some sponsors real quick. I mentioned Riceland Foods. It is so exciting to have the #1 miller of rice in the world right here out of Stuttgart, Arkansas. Their products are in more than 75 foreign destinations. They're the #1 in America, of course, and I love the fact that they're based right here in Arkansas. So to be able to bring together to the Riceland Foods name with the Broyles Award is something that I know that the Broyles family is really thrilled about, and I am too. We'll hear from Ben Noble at Riceland in just a minute. And most importantly, they gave us the biggest sponsor contribution we've ever had in the 22-year history of the award. So that is worth a round of applause, if you would. A few other sponsors real quick. Great to have Delta Dental back. Ed Choate, thank you so much for believing in the Broyles Award all these years. I think this is year 10 or 12. Thank you so much, Delta Dental. Advanced Tissue, Kevin and Sharon Lamb, thank you so much again for being a sponsor for like 10 years. Couldn't do it without you. Advanced Tissue is doing great things nationally, just like Delta Dental. It's great to have success stories here locally like you guys. Thank you. Lexicon sponsored our meal, Monday night meal for 10 years. Tom Schick, Mars Schick, Patrick Schick, thanks so much for sponsoring that and believing in the Broyles Award. We appreciate it. The Democrat Gazette, Wally Hall, 22 years you guys have been behind us. Thank you so much for the support. Amanda Copley, thank you so much for your work you do to help us get the Broyles Award out there. Thank you, Democrat Gazette. The Communications Group, Dane Cowling has been with me since day one, 22 years long. Couldn't do it without him, his brother Dan. Jason Brown is a monster when it comes to public relations and marketing. Meredith Scott and Dana Rogers. If you see the brochures, we're really proud of that. And the Communications Group helped us get that done. And it's one of the neatest pieces around. Actually, it's won awards before. And our next sponsor, Arkansas Graphics, has printed that brochure for free for 22 years. We send it out all over the country to every coach, every athletic director. Hear that? Every athletic director. Take a look. But thank you so much for Arkansas Graphics, Mike Broadway, and Dale Wilcox, the owners of that great business. Thank you for your support for 22 years. KTV Channel 7, another 22-year sponsor. They're the ones responsible for this live broadcast. And the Broyles family is so excited to do it on Channel 7 because that's where Coach Broyles used to do his coach's show. So they're really excited about that. And, of course, nobody does intros better of our finalist than Steve Sullivan with an assist from Kyle Deckelbaum. And I also want to thank Nick Ginty, the news director, and Mark Rose, the GM. So appreciate the support Channel 7 has given us for so many years. Also, Crane Automotive. Larry Crane Jr., Chris Crane, Drew Dees, thanks so much for supporting us 5 years now. They're very big in supporting sports in Arkansas. They also employ 900 Arkansans across the state. So thanks to Crane Automotive. Simmons Bank, great to see Tommy May. Where's Tommy May at? Great to see Tommy here. Always glad to see him. The Touchdown Club here at the Broyles Award. Thank you for Simmons Bank. George Mackers for being a believer in the Broyles Award. Greg Hatcher of the Hatcher Agency. He's got several businesses, including also Twin City Limousine. They handles all of our transportation. And I mentioned to our coaches, I don't know if it violates NCAA agreements, or any kind of rules, but Greg's son Lane is the all-time passing leader in the state of Arkansas, 15,000 yards. Just won his fourth state championship. And Coach, where's Greg? You can find Greg here at table 14 or somewhere. I don't know. Here we go. Hey, where is that? There you go, Greg. Greg will make appointments. Anybody wants to talk to him about his son. But thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg, for all you do. We appreciate you. Centennial Bank. Thanks so much, Jeff Hildebrand, for your support with Centennial and their support for the Broyles Award now for almost a decade. Biotech, vitamin and nutritional research company based in Fayetteville, their second year. Thank you, Biotech. The Little Rock Regional Chamber of Commerce, 22 years we've had this in Little Rock, and we're proud to have it. Thank you, Jay Chesser. Sissy's Log Cabin. I don't know if you may have noticed. I don't know if you can pick this up or not, but this is some great jewelry that Molly Arnold helped design with Jackie Dunkley, the GM there. I do want to thank Bill and Sherry Jones, Sissy's Log Cabin. Thank you for your support of the Broyles Award. Airways Freight, they delivered this baby, the $5,000 Broyles Award trophy. They hand-delivered it to the winner, started this last year, so it went to Clemson and Brent Venables. Coach, you remember getting this. Thank you to Jason Self for your support at Airways Freight. DPI, Brian and Cody Duncan. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but before you get out of here, make sure and check out the, what do you call it, what do we call that? Walk of Winners. It's every coach that's been a finalist for 22 years and a winner here, and the guys at DPI did that, and it's really neat to see the coaches walk down that. Also want to thank the folks at the Travel Shop for all of their assistance in getting our coaches here. 103.7 The Buzz. We've done 13 hours of coverage of the Broyles Award, so thanks to Steve Johnson at 103.7 The Buzz. Debbie Wyman, our volunteer, she's the executive director of the Touchdown Club. She brought the volunteer army from the Touchdown Club to set up everything. We appreciate that. Matt Johnson and RJ Hawk back in the back helping out with our production. Wes Sutton and Dwayne Duncan, who's done our photos for a long time. We appreciate them. I do want to thank, too, we were over at the Capitol Hotel. Greg Moser did a great job at the Capitol. We're proud to be over there. Another 140-year-old hotel that's so cool. And, of course, we're proud to be back here at the Marriott as well. I do want to make a mention real quick. We have here for the first time the person who actually is the sculptor of this. And I want to make sure we give her a round of applause. Jan Woods. Please stand. Where's Jan at? Is she here? Where is she at? There you go. Let's give Jan a round of applause for doing this. And if you don't mind, let's give all of our sponsors a big round of applause. We couldn't do it without all these great sponsors. See this? Listen. How you doing? Coaches? Am I out of shape or what? I got to be a fast talker. All right, let me tell you what's going to happen here. So in just a few minutes, so right at 12 o'clock, we'll see a video that will play, and it'll be the open of the show that's carried statewide. At that time, we'll ask our coaches to stand, and when we go live in here, the coaches will be standing, and the videotape will end, and please welcome our 2017 Broyles Award finalists. Let's give a big round of applause, and when you do that, the guys will be standing. I'll hop up at the mic, and we'll go from there. So is everybody clear? Everybody to represent well? All right? Well, listen, here's the greatest thing about this, y'all. Don't you think Coach Broyles would be proud of where this award where it's come to? I mean, that's exactly right. This is the first year that we haven't had Coach, even though he wasn't here 2 years ago, but he was at least in Fayetteville, and we lost him on August 14th. And so today's an important day. This is the first year that we've done this award without him. And so I think it's even more important that we continue to carry on the legacy, and all these coaches now understand the significance of Coach Broyles' impact, not only on the field, but to caregivers of Alzheimer's patients. And so it's a neat day today. I know we'll get the governor here up to say a few words in a couple minutes, and the Broyles family too. But it's all about these guys on the side right here. They're going to bring it today. We've already given them the pep talk. Everybody here in Arkansas, sold-out crowd. They're ready to hear what you've got to say and excited. Congratulations. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Enjoy your meal. And are we glad to be here today? Let's hear it. All right. right, we're about 2 minutes away, 2 minutes away. Sixty seconds.
The Frank and Barbara Broyles Foundation presents the 22nd Annual Broyles Award, honoring the top assistant coaches in college football.
With them, the legends of the game, from Broyles of Arkansas.
Over the past 21 years, the top assistant coaches in college football have come to Little Rock in December in hopes of taking home the most prestigious honor an assistant coach can receive, the Broyles Award, named in honor of the Hall of Fame coach at Arkansas, Frank Broyles.
You kicked the butt of the best football team in America.
Finalists have included some of the biggest names in college football: Gus Malzahn, Jimbo Fisher, Chris Peterson, Gary Patterson, Lincoln Riley, and Paul Christ. Even last year's Super Bowl runner-up, the Atlanta Falcons, were led by a Broyles Award finalist in Dan Quinn.
It's about this matchup for this game.
All these former assistants are now part of this elite coaching fraternity.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Frank Broyles' work in selecting and training assistant coaches is unmatched. Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer, Joe Gibbs, Hayden Fry, and Johnny Majors are just some of the 27 coaches who worked under Coach Broyles and later became successful head coaches. The numbers are staggering. His assistants won 6 Super Bowls, 5 college national championships, and more than 40 conference titles. His award continues to post impressive numbers too. In the 21 years of the Broyles Award, 40 finalists have become head coaches, and currently 20% of all head coaches at major colleges are Broyles Award winners or finalists.
The ball carrier thinks he's going to make some more yards like that, and so he's going to be a great one.
Coach's incredible legacy extends beyond football. His playbook for Alzheimer's caregivers has impacted millions of people all over the world. And proceeds today go to support the mission of Frank and Barbara Broyles Foundation, supporting caregivers in crisis at no cost. We lost Coach in August, but today the Broyles Foundation is honored to welcome college football's top 5 assistant coaches, chosen from a pool of more than 1,500 coaches nationwide. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big welcome to your 2017 Broyles Award finalists.
And welcome to the 2017 Broyles Award presented by Riceland Foods, benefiting the Frank and Barbara Broyles Foundation. Those of you watching on KTV, hello to you here in Central Arkansas and South Arkansas. Those of you in Northwest Arkansas, KFSM Channel 5. And in Northeast Arkansas, Jonesboro, KAIT Channel 8. We're so glad to have a statewide audience for the first time. I know Coach Broyles would be so happy as we honor the top assistant coaches in America. So it's going to be a fun program. Can't wait to hear these coaches speak. For those of you who haven't been to a Broyles Award before, you're in for a treat. And we have some other special guests we want to bring up to the podium without any more time wasted. It's so great to have, for the first time in 22 years, you may not have known that, Governor, we've never had a governor come to the Broyles Award. Please welcome Governor Asa Hutchinson.
Wow, what an occasion. David, would you mind holding my phone in case Chancellor Steinmetz or the Board of Trustee calls me? It's my pleasure to welcome everyone from across the state and nation. A special welcome to the award finalists today. Thank you for the excitement that you bring this occasion. Arkansas is very proud to be the host state for the Broyles Award that is now recognized as one of college football's highest honors. A coach's success is defined by his ability to recruit talent, develop skills, and motivate players to the highest level of performance. Easy to say, very difficult to accomplish. But Coach Frank Broyles was good at it. This is something he did all of his life. He impacted people around him and motivated them to envision winning and to succeed. And yes, this is not just about football. It applies to life as well. These are exactly the characteristics that we are here today to honor: the dedication and hard work of the college football assistant coach. We are so proud that the Broyles Award continues to shed light on Frank Broyles and his legacy. I can think of no better way to remember Coach Broyles than to recognize the contributions of the coaches here today and to celebrate the 22nd year of the Broyles Award benefiting the Broyles Foundation. Thank you.
And I have to mention real quickly, we have the First Lady here sitting with the first wives of coaching. Please welcome Susan Hutchison, everyone. The Broyles Award is extremely honored to have Riceland Foods as its presenting sponsor. Riceland has given us the largest sponsorship the Broyles Award has ever had. They are the top rice miller and marketer in the world, based right here in Stuttgart, Arkansas. And we're excited about branding the names of the Broyles Award and the Broyles mission, what they're doing with supporting caregivers in Riceland Foods. So at this time, I want to bring up the VP of Marketing and Strategy for Riceland, Ben Noble.
Thanks, David. You know, like many of the farm families we have at Riceland Foods, I think I probably watched my first college football game with my grandfather. And he instilled a great deal of respect for Coach Broyles in me. And I just have to say, on behalf of all our farm families at Riceland, it's been truly an honor. We are extremely proud to be celebrating his legacy here as we also celebrate the great careers that these coaches have as they are shaping young lives. So on behalf of Riceland, Rice and Riceland Foods, thank you all for letting us be a part of this, and thank you, Betsy and Molly, for all that you do to fight Alzheimer's, which certainly impacts all of our lives in various ways. So thank you.
For 20 years, the sole mission of the Broyles Award was to select and honor the top assistant coaches in America, and that's what we did for 20 years. Starting last year, we had another purpose, and I'm so excited about it, and that is supporting the work of the Frank and Barbara Broyles Foundation. As Ben just said, all of us are dealing with folks and family members and friends that are dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's, and the passion that the Frank and Barbara Broyles Foundation has for helping caregivers. Everybody forgets about the caregivers. So once we decided that, hey, this award needs to be in the hands of the foundation, it's just a great fit. And Coach Broyles was so passionate before he passed, those last 5 years, 10 years, because he went through it with Barbara. So we're so excited. I'm excited because this award now has more meaning than just coaching. And so at this time, I want to bring up the CEO and COO of the Frank and Barbara Broyles Foundation, and they're like family to me, Betsy and Molly Arnold.
Wow, today is a special day for us. We are so excited to be here. We really want to start by saying thank you to David for what he has done. 22 years. All of this really, yes.
Yes.
So everyone that has talked today has said the word proud. And I was going to say the same thing. We are so proud of this award and what it represents. And I know that my grandpa would feel the same way. We are proud to be in the state of Arkansas, to represent assistant coaches and what they add to a team, to invest in players and other coaches. We got to hear last night about the Coach Venables and Coach Elliott and how they work together. And this award now represents caregivers and their battle and their struggle with their families and how they need resources and help. And that's a team too. Everything that life is about is a team mentality, and we've got to help each other. And the two most important things in my grandpa's life were his how to help Alzheimer's caregivers and what he was able to do in athletics. And today is the most special day to all of us, is we get to bring those together, and we get to marry his two legacies. And I want to make sure that we recognize our family who's here, and our board. So if our family could stand up, and our board and everyone that works with us, please. Thank you. And I want to make sure that everyone in here knows that for the last 22 years, if you've been a part of this, or if this is your first time here today, you're a part of our family. We've, for the last 2 years, got to spend time and get to know everyone who's been involved, and this is a team, this is a family. Alzheimer's affects all of us, whether it's directly or indirectly. Every 66 seconds, someone develops the disease, and that requires a team, and everyone needs a game plan for care. And that's why we're here, and that's what this award represents now. So thank you very much.
Thank you. This was the first year that the Broyles Award, in addition, Coach Broyles always felt in starting this award that we have a Hall of Fame selection committee. And this is made up, we've grown it over the years. It started with about 10 coaches. Like our first banquet had Bo Schembechler, Darryl Royal, Grant Taft, had all those guys here that first time. And we've grown it over the years where we have 18 Hall of Fame coaches that vote on this award. Then we also added the Football Writers Association of America, which Wally is a member of, and also a voter. So we've added about 14 of their top folks around the nation. So we've got about 32 highly qualified folks voting on this award. And I will tell you this, it is very hard to split the hairs of all these coaches. This was one of our closest votes ever because there's so much respect for everything that each one of these coaches have done. So, even if you didn't win, it wasn't by much that you didn't win. So it's really a compliment to all of you, and it's very tough to be here in the top 5 for sure. You think about how many coaches we have around the country. Did want to say real quick, we have mention you heard at the open. We have a tradition of always bringing back our previous year's winner. And as you heard earlier, Brent Venables was our winner last year. And it's great to have Brent back again, four times now here in Little Rock. And to introduce him, for him to say a few words, I want to bring up Patrick Schick of Lexicon to introduce Coach Venables. Patrick?
Good afternoon. We at the Lexicon family are very proud supporters of the Broyles Award and the Broyles Foundation. Big fans of Coach Broyles. At this time, I'd like to welcome back to Arkansas a 3-time finalist, Brent Venables. A couple quick facts that pretty much amaze me. Clemson's ranked 5th nationally in defense, so he didn't stop last year after winning the award, that's for sure. He's never had a losing record in 21 years of coaching. 10 teams have had 10 victories 17 times. I'm a little jealous of that. Coach has coached in 5 national title games, and he's headed to his 6th. That's crazy. I want to welcome Brent Venables. Maybe he'll stick around for a while. What do you think, guys?
Thank you. It's incredible to be back here again. Life happens fast. Seems like it really does. 15 minutes ago, we were standing here last year celebrating another wonderful event, and we had dinner last night at a terrific dinner together, sharing stories in the coaching profession. Just talked about how for 6.5, 7 months out of the year, you get on that treadmill at 10 and 10, and there's no time off. It's just you're blowing and going. It happens so fast, and So when I got the email from Jeff just a few weeks ago that here comes the event, it's that time again, it was a breath of fresh air. One, to know where I was coming and who I was going to spend a few days with. And know, too, again, you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. As exciting as it is, this profession is tough. And hats off to all the finalists that made it here, well deserved. And the best is still yet to come for each and every one of you. I'd like to take a moment to again recognize my wife Julie, who's my rock, and I'm here with her today. Hello, Julie. And I owe the Broyles Foundation and family a special thanks too. This is a dinner last night and lunch today count as my 2 times I've taken my wife out since July. Such a great husband. No, the Broyles Award is really has come to mean a lot to me and my family. And I'll be honest, in 2005 when I was a nominee for the first time, I was so excited, and I'm a ball coach. That's what I do. I coach football, and this is being recognized for how good of a ball coach that you are. And little did I know that there was so much more in the meaning of what the award stands for, Coach Broyles and what his legacy was, and then now X number of years later, I lose count, but really what it's come to be, and what I'd like to let Betsy and Molly and David and so many other incredible people, Jeff. Just what you mean to college football and how noticed you are across the country. This is a big deal. People have taken notice. You matter. All of you here today and support all the sponsors for this event. You make a big difference in so many lives. And but people are taking notice, and it's very admirable to see. As we all know, David is an absolute rock star of this award, and he's really taken this to incredible levels. And what you notice right away as an outsider looking in is just the love and the passion that he has for the mission and the cause, and again recognizing and honoring Coach Broyles, and one of the greatest coaches in the history of college football, and the impact, the everlasting impact that he has on the lives of so many, well beyond using the game of football to impact so many lives in so many other ways, hundreds of thousands of people. And so for that, we thank you. And Molly and Betsy, they're the heart and soul. If you're the rock, they're the heart and soul of the organization. And then Jeff, thank you for your service as well. I'd also like to say a special thanks to Greg and Lee Hatcher, incredible host both last year and this year for myself and my wife Julie. Just incredible ambassadors for the award, and again all the sponsors, the people that make this happen, the incredible people, the volunteers that make this award so special. And then last, but certainly not least as well, I'd like to thank the 3 head coaches that I've had a chance to work for that have helped me in my way, in my career, and Bill Snyder and Bob Stoops and Dabo Sweeney. I've been incredibly fortunate, certainly not deserving, but appreciative and thankful, grateful for the opportunities they've given me and their belief in me to get me to this point here today. So thrilled to be here again, and appreciate all of your support. Thank you.
21 years as an assistant, 24 bowl games, won more than 10 games 17 times, coached in 5 national championships. Boy, if I was an AD, I sure want to talk to you. I'm just saying. I'm kidding. Hey, we all love football. We can have a little fun today, right? All right. So great to have you back, Brent. By the way, last night during the dinner, I did not call. Got a hog call. How about that? I think you did a one-hand hog call. Is that what you did? But we wish him. I know, that's right. And we do wish the best. And I think, Patrick, you did say that he was coaching will be coaching in his 6th national championship. That's yet to be determined. You got to obviously take care of Alabama. But we wish you the best, and you're a great representation of what this stands for. At this time, we're going to meet all of our finalists this year. You may notice there's one missing. Kevin Steele of Auburn is not here. I think the best way to maybe put it is that he had some conflicts with, I just presume, maybe some future job opportunities. And so Kevin could not be here today, and he regrets it and he hates it. But we understand, and Coach Broyles would understand, and we wish him the best. He had an unbelievable year this year, and we'll have a chance for Mark to introduce his video here in just a minute. It is time to meet all of our finalists, and how cool is it to have a guy, one of the greatest offensive linemen in the history of college football, All-American at Pitt, All-Pro for the Washington Redskins, wins a Super Bowl, happens to play for Coach Broyles' assistant, Joe Gibbs. This guy has been with us on the Buzz every Friday during football season for about the last 7 years. Everybody here in Arkansas loves him. He's a guy that once you become his friend, he's a friend for life. Please welcome, everybody, Mark May.
Thank you for that very warm welcome. When I was asked again by Betsy and Molly to come back this year, it was a no-brainer for me. Not only to be involved with the foundation again and with David and work with David, but to come back to Little Rock and Arkansas, because I think you're some of the finest fans in college football, some of the finest people that I've met. I come here and everybody asks me, hey, Mark May, how you doing? How are things going? Hey, it's great to have you here in Little Rock. That's such a warm welcome that anybody on this planet would come back here if they were asked. The second thing I'd like to do is I'd like to congratulate all these coaches up here, because every single one of them deserved to win this award. They've all had outstanding careers and outstanding seasons. And with that said, let's get to the first video with Kevin Steele. He is not here today, but he's done a terrific job throughout his entire career as a coach, not only at Auburn, but before that as a defensive coordinator at LSU, Alabama, and Clemson, and an assistant coach in the SEC for many years. And what he's been able to do this season at Auburn has been phenomenal, with some young players up front, getting it done defensively. And how about those two victories, the one over Alabama and Georgia? So now let's get to the video with Coach Kevin Steele, the defensive coordinator of Auburn.
Kevin Steele, Auburn.
The big, the small, everybody wants the big guy not to get it done.
Auburn fans call it the Steele effect. In 2 seasons, this veteran defensive coordinator has turned what was an average Tiger defense into a unit that led Auburn to an SEC West Division title. And Steele's Auburn D, it has no real weaknesses. They are ranked 11th nationally in total defense, allowing just over 300 yards a game. They are also 32nd against the run, 11th against the pass, and 24th in sacks. And in the most important stat, scoring defense, Steele's Auburn D is 10th nationally, allowing only 17 points a game. And Steele's D was at its best against the very best. In their first meeting with then top-ranked Georgia, Steele's D held a Georgia offense that was averaging 270 yards a game on the ground to just 48 yards. They faced 2 top-ranked teams and held both under 20 points.
Oh, you know it. Thank God, man.
A year ago, Kevin Steele was a Broyles Award nominee. Today, one of the most respected defensive coaches in the game is a Broyles Award finalist, Kevin Steele of Auburn.
Unfortunately, Coach Steele hasn't been able to attend today, but I'm a little taller than he is. Maybe we sound a little bit the same. So we'll get on with our next finalist. But our next finalist is from Wisconsin, Wisconsin. Defensive coordinator Jim Leonhard. If you've ever seen him play in college football, you'd never forget him. If you ever saw him play in the NFL, you'd never forget him. A very tenacious defensive back, would come up and just knock you out. Great special teams player, and if you watched the Wisconsin defense, the way that they performed this year, they were the only undefeated team going into the championship weekend. And the way that they played defensively was the way that he played when he was a player. So let's get to the video on Coach Jim Leonhard.
Jim Leonhard, Wisconsin.
Jim Leonhard has never been one to shy away from a challenge. This is the 5'8" Leonhard dunking in college.
Powerful tackling comes when you can get same foot, same shoulder.
In only his second year as a college assistant, Leonhard took over a successful Badger defense and took them to the top. Leonhard's Wisconsin D was statistically the best in the country. They lead the country in total defense, allowing just 253 yards a game. They also lead the country in pass efficiency defense. And Leonhard's Badger D is also second nationally in scoring defense. His Wisconsin D held all but 2 of its opponents under 20 points. And opponents scored an average of just 13 points against the Badger D. They were also second in rushing defense. Wisconsin opponents averaged only 92 yards a game on the ground. Leonard's D also got after opposing quarterbacks.
Intercepted!
They recorded 39 sacks, 7th in the country. They also excelled at the most critical times, 7th in the country in third down defense and 5th in red zone defense. Jim Leonard has been called a boy wonder, whiz kid. Today we call Wisconsin defensive coordinator Jim Leonard a Broyles Award finalist.
First of all, would love to thank everyone involved with the Broyles Award and the Broyles Foundation. The hospitality that's been shown over the last 24 hours has been incredible. You guys really know how to make coaches feel special after the grind of a long season. So to be a finalist with this group is very special to me. You know, I'm new to this coaching profession, but I've been around football long enough to understand that it is so special to be a part of a team, a part of a unit that truly cares for each other and truly, you know, is doing everything for the man to their left and to their right. And that's what I preach to our guys all the time. Very fortunate, very humbled, very blessed to be here. I've had an incredible support system throughout my entire career, you know, and in going back to being a child. You know, grew up in a family of coaches. Family, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. Don't have sisters, sorry. But everybody has supported me along the way, and just understanding how special it is to have that. And you know, first off, I have to thank my beautiful wife who could not make it. She's 6 months pregnant with our third little boy. So Reese, Graham, love you guys. Katie, we'll see you guys soon. Can't wait to get home. But to have her support throughout this journey has been special. She's chased me around the country playing in the NFL. So to get an opportunity to coach at my alma mater, it really means a lot for me. And thank you, Katie, for everything you've done for me. Coach Christ, Coach Alvarez, the rest of the staff at Wisconsin, we have something special going on, and it's been an incredible journey. It's been a lot of fun. We have a group of kids that will do anything for each other, and it makes my job as a coach very easy at times. Just have to remind myself to step back and let them win, give them a chance. Fortunate to play this game for a long time. 10 years in the NFL, was good enough to have a job for 10 years, was not good enough to keep a job for very long, so was around a lot of incredible coaches along the way. And the advice that I got from them was, to be successful, you have to be yourself. You have to stay true to who you are as a person, and have really tried to take that, you know, mantra throughout my coaching career, although it's been short. Have to throw a couple names: Rex Ryan, Mike Pett, and Jim O'Neill. The best advice they gave me in coaching was, football is a very simple game, complicated by coaching. And try to keep it as simple as possible for our guys. If you can teach them to be accountable, if you can teach them to have pride in what they do on and off the field, and if you can teach them how to handle adversity, because it's going to come, if you can teach them those three things, they have a chance to be successful on and off the field. So really try to have fun with this game, enjoy it. They put in a lot of work, and just keep it simple. Keep it simple, keep it rolling. So very excited to be a nominee and a finalist. This group, I guarantee you I've learned more from you in the last 24 hours than you've learned from me. But very honored to be here, and thank you all very much.
The one thing I was really impressed on that video was he dunked a basketball at 5'8". Is that awesome or what? Our next finalist is from the Oklahoma Sooners, the offensive line coach and offensive coordinator, Bill Bedenbaugh. The reason why I'm excited about this one, he's an offensive line coach. Are you kidding me? We're up in the back talking about techniques, talking about offensive pass protection, talking about all the little things you have to do to be a great offensive lineman. But not only that, you look at Baker Mayfield, the Heisman Trophy favorite. Yes, I did vote for him. He'll probably win it, and he should win it this year. But it was the guys up front and the rest of the offense that got it done. Let's take a look at that video.
Bill Bedenbaugh, Oklahoma.
go. Now, settle step off the left.
It's the Bill Beatonbow guarantee, at least 200 yards rushing a game. Since joining the OU staff 4 years ago, Oklahoma has averaged more than 200 yards on the ground in each season. The numbers this year are amazing. The Sooner offense is averaging 575 yards a game. This is an offense that lost 3 of the greatest playmakers in Sooner history, wide receiver D.D. Westbrook and running backs Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon. The 2017 Sooner offense leads the nation in 9 different statistical departments, including passing offense, 388 yards a game, and touchdowns. This Oklahoma offense is averaging 46 points a game. They've scored 40 or more points in 9 games. And no offense in the country strikes like OU. The nation's best 92 plays of 20-plus yards. Almost half of OU's possessions have ended in a touchdown, and 14 Sooners have scored at least 1 touchdown. And did I mention that Bill Beatonbow's OU offense also leads the Big 12 in time of possession?
Good.
Today, a new title for Oklahoma's co-offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. Bill Beatonbow is a Broyles Award finalist.
Thank you. What an honor to be here. Very privileged, grateful to be here. As an offensive line coach, you never know, if you're going to be in this situation. I know there's only been a couple throughout the years, but grateful to be here. Wanted to start today with a quote here from one of Coach Broyles' former players. Back in Oklahoma, when I meet with my players, at the beginning of the week, sometimes I'll start with a quote just to kind of set the tempo for the day or for the week, a theme for the week, something that they can, hang their hat on for that week. And really, what this quote here from Jerry Jones, it was after Coach Broyles' passing, represents to me what I think this award is about and what coaching is about. And this is just a few things that he said. This is an immeasurable loss of a man whose personality and presence touch millions of athletes, students, coaches, and fans for more than 7 decades. A man whose spirit and impact on lives will continue to be felt for generations to come. Coach Broyles was a life-changing influence for me, both from a personal and professional perspective. He taught me, and he taught all of his players, how to be prepared for the fourth quarter, both on the field and in life. Outside of my father, Frank Broyles was the most influential man in my life. I think that pretty much sums up Coach Broyles, what this award is about, and what coaching is about, and what I aspire to be as a coach, and hopefully my players see the same thing in me. It's a special profession. I love doing it, but again, it's for the players. It's an honor for my wife, Meredith, and I to be here at the Broyles Award, representing the University of Oklahoma, our administration, staff, and players. This has been an amazing experience for us, and we truly appreciate it. It's also a privilege for me to represent the offensive line community. Besides being a husband and a father, one of the most rewarding things in my life up to this point in time has been the players that I've coached on the offensive line. And not because of wins, championships, NFL Players Awards, and those are all great things that those kids earned, but more because of the relationships that you develop that will last a lifetime. When I was a young coach, first getting into the business 20-something years ago, I thought everything was about me and chasing my goals and my aspirations. But I quickly realized that coaching is 100% about helping your players reach their goals and find their success. There are few things better in life than getting a letter, a call, or a text from a former player saying thank you for the lessons that they've learned. The wins and losses are going to come and go. They're going to fade away eventually. But the memories that we make, the relationships that we develop, and the people that you help find success are what make this profession special. I have a bunch of people that I have to thank. Heck, I'd be up here for 2 hours, and we know we all got to get recruiting here pretty quick. But there's so many, family members, former coaches, former players, mentors, that I'd be up here forever. But I have to first start by thanking God. I've been blessed beyond measure with my family, my life, and my job. And without God's direction, none of it would be possible. Also, I have to thank my wife, Meredith. It's a tough profession, on your family. And you've got to have a great wife with you to have any success. And I have the best one in the world. I thank you, I appreciate you, and I love you dearly. The other coaches at Oklahoma, Coach Boulware, Coach Gundy, Coach Simmons, Coach Riley, any one of those guys could be standing up here right now and be just as deserving as I am. It's a pleasure to work with those guys every day. Obviously, our players at Oklahoma and throughout the years, you've got to have great kids and great players to have any chance of success, and we have that at Oklahoma. And I appreciate everything they've done. My mother and father, for the life lessons that they have taught me, they've been invaluable, and I wouldn't have the success I've had up to this point if it wasn't for them. And finally, just want to thank everybody that came out today, especially the Broyles family, the Broyles Foundation, your father and grandfather. Like I said last night, I started researching it, and I hope that my players one day see me how they saw Coach Broyles. But again, just an honor. This is a special, special moment for me and my wife and my family that I will never forget. Thank you all.
Our next finalist is from Clemson, the co-offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott. If you look what Clemson's been able to do the last couple of years, you're marveled by it, getting to the championship game, winning one and losing one. But not only that, you look at the consistency over the years that he's been there. In the 7 years he's been at Clemson, they're 81-14. Think about that for a second. That's consistency, that's great offense, that's great defense, that's great special teams. But more importantly, the players that you've got to replace and develop each and every time. That's why their offense is so consistent, and that's why Tony Elliott is a finalist. Let's get to the video.
Tony Elliott, Clemson.
Here we go.
To fully appreciate what Tony Elliott did with the Clemson offense this season, you have to consider what they lost off last year's national championship team. All-everything quarterback Deshaun Watson, 2 electric receivers in Mike Williams and Artavis Scott, a Mackey Award finalist Jordan Leggett at tight end, and one of the top backs in Clemson history, Wayne Gallman. This season, with new playmakers all over the field, Elliott's Clemson offense is averaging 35 points a game. They win with balance. The 2017 Clemson offense is on pace to be just the 3rd offense to average at least 200 yards rushing and 200 yards passing a game. And first-year quarterback Kelly Bryant, well, he's 12th nationally in completion percentage. They are a big down offense. Elliott's Tigers are 10th in converting 3rd downs and 2nd nationally on making it on 4th down. They also excel in the critical areas, 16th in fewest interceptions and 25th in fewest turnovers. In his 7 years on the Clemson staff, Tony Elliott has played a key role in 7 10-plus win seasons. From walk-on to team captain to co-offensive coordinator, today, another title for Clemson's play caller. Tony Elliott is a Broyles Award finalist.
All right, let me catch my breath. I'm trying not to get emotional here. But first, I must say it's truly an honor and privilege to be here. To God be the glory. Without the abundance of his grace and mercy, I wouldn't be standing before you today. The next individual that I got to thank is my true finalist and my wife, Tamika Elliott. Baby, without your love, patience, and sacrifice, I wouldn't be the man that I am today, much less the coach that I am today. To the selection committee, all the Football Writers Association, the Hall of Fame coaches, I mean, it's a tremendous honor that you think enough of me to consider me a finalist for this award. Brent, oh man. Brent Venables, just thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you've done for Clemson University and what you've done for me. And Julie, we love you so much and appreciate what we talk. When you talk about our offense, we are not who we are without getting our nose bloodied every single day in practice. And so the success that we've had over the last 6-7 years is a direct reflection of what you've brought to Clemson, and I thank you for that, Brent. To the Broyles family, to Molly and Betsy, just wow, how awesome are you guys? This experience for my wife and myself to be here, not knowing much about your father's legacy until I was named a finalist and researching, and then to meet you guys in the humility and the class that you have just epitomizes what everybody should strive to be for in a family. And I thank you so much. I never planned to be a coach. In 2011, my life changed when Coach Sweeney brought me to Clemson University. And for those who don't know much about Coach Sweeney, what you see, he's 10 times even better. He's an awesome coach, but more importantly, he's an unbelievable father, unbelievable husband, unbelievable friend. And I had the opportunity to play for him in 2003 when he was my position coach at Clemson. And since then, he has been like a father to me. And I wouldn't be standing here without him. I also want to recognize what I believe to be the best alignment in all of college football, from our administration down to our head coach. I think we have the best president in all of college football, and actually the best president across the country of any university in Jim Clements. I also believe we have the best athletic director in Dan Radakovich. And I'm truly grateful to those individuals for taking a chance on me and giving me an opportunity to be a part of Clemson football. I stand before you today because at Clemson I stand on the shoulders of giants, which makes me actually look taller and better than I really am. And I'd be remiss if I didn't take an opportunity to recognize my staff. So bear with me. There's a lot of names that I want to call, but they're the real reason why I'm here. First, it starts with my counterpart and co-offensive coordinator, Jeff Scott, who coaches our wide receivers. Brandon Streeter, our quarterbacks coach. Robbie Caldwell, our offensive line coach. Danny Pearman, our tight ends coach. And we have an unbelievable collection of support staff, and I'm just going to call their names quickly because they're deserving of being recognized. First is Cam Aiken, Kyle Richardson, Tyler Grisham, Thomas Austin, Xavier Dye, Bill Spires, Kyle Parker, Dwayne McClain, J.P. Lossman, Sawyer Jordan, Justin Spiros, Cole McCarter, and Andrew Shippen. If you guys are watching, I appreciate you and wouldn't be here without you. I was asked to bring it today, and I'm not a funny guy. I don't have a whole lot of jokes. I'm actually a very serious individual. My background is in engineering. So I'm very, very technical and not very, very funny. But before I get into my message, I want to thank these other finalists. Man, you guys are rock stars. The last 24 hours around you guys has really inspired me to become a better coach, but more importantly, encouraged me to continue to fight the good fight for the sake of this game and for the sake of the young men's lives that we have an opportunity to impact. My message today, I think, aligns with why we're here. We're here to celebrate the legacy of Coach Broyles. And I believe that Coach Broyles was called into the profession of coaching. He didn't choose the profession of coaching. He was called. And not only was he called, he listened to the call. Not only did he listen to the call, but he lived out the call. And I believe I was called into the profession of coaching. The Bible tells us that we who are teachers must be aware, because we know that we will be held to a higher standard. We will be judged more strictly. So for all of those who are here in attendance, please understand that the legacy of Coach Broyles has helped save my life. I shouldn't be here. Amidst all the adversity that I faced as a youngster, it was the game of football, and it was coaches like Coach Broyles and assistant coaches that he developed that helped me to become the man that I am. So I'm truly honored to be here, to be a part of this event. Hats off to all you guys. Looking forward to seeing who the winner is. But thank you, and thank you.
And our next finalist from the University of Central Florida, Troy Walters. When he arrived on campus, he had one of the worst offenses in college football. And today, it's one of the best in college football. They are the only undefeated team left in the FBS this season. And if you want to know something about offense, just look at his past. At Stanford, he was a consensus All-American and a Blitnikoff Award winner. Troy Walters has done a terrific job, and he's one of the rising stars in college football today. Let's get to the video.
Troy Walters, Central Florida.
2 years ago, Troy Walters took over what was statistically one of the worst offenses in the country. The 2015 Knights, well, they didn't do anything well on offense. They were held under 16 points in 10 of their 12 games. Fast forward 2 years, and under Troy Walters' direction, Central Florida has the highest scoring offense in the country. This season, Walters' UCF offense scored at least 31 points in all 13 of its wins. They averaged the nation's best 49.4 points a game, and in UCF's most important game, the Knights scored 62 points. And Walters' offense is balanced.
Traquan Smith stiff arms his way.
They averaged 339 yards a game passing and 201 yards a game rushing. That's 540 yards a game. Quarterback Mackenzie Milton is completing 70% of his passes, and their top running back is averaging a whopping 8.5 yards a carry. This offense values the football. UCF is third nationally in turnover margin. Troy Walters has taken the UCF offense to new heights, and today he joins an elite coaching fraternity. Troy Walters is a Broyles Award finalist.
Thank you. Before I start, there's so many people I need to thank. I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be standing up here if it were not for all the people in my life that blessed me with the opportunity to be here. So I'm going to take a little time to thank a lot of people. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing me to be here, blessing me with the ability to coach, blessing me with the ability to be at UCF under a great staff. To him, I give all the glory to. I want to also thank the Broyles Foundation and family for all that you do, your service. Words cannot express what you all mean to me. I got here late last night, and just the impact that you all have had so far has been tremendous. And I thank you. I thank you for your service. I thank you for all that you do. I'd like to thank my wife, Josephine. Please stand. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. We have 3 little ones. We've got a 4-year-old son, a 3-year-old daughter, and a 9-month-old. And as you know, as coaches, we're out in the office, on the road. We're working 6 to get back home at 10 o'clock at night, and she takes care of the home, and I don't have to worry about anything. So I thank you for your love, your support. You allow me to do what I do, and I'm appreciative of that. I'd like to thank Coach Frost, Scott Frost, for giving me the opportunity to lead his offense at the University of Central Florida. 2 years ago, we took over, and he trusted me to lead the offense. He put the keys in my hands, and I just thank him for the opportunity to be at UCF, for the trust he put in me, and the relationship I have with him. He's a great man, a man of character, and I learned so much from him, and I've grown as a coach from the role model that he is. And so I just want to thank Coach Frost. I want to thank the offensive staff. I know I couldn't do this without them. Mario Verduzco, our quarterbacks coach, Ryan Held, our running backs coach, Greg Austin, our offensive line coach, Sean Beckton, our tight ends coach, Mike Casano, our quality control, Frank Verducci, our quality control assistant, Dustin Hayes, our GA, and Drew Davis, another GA. Without you all, without their support, without their hard work, we're a team. There are no egos. It's all about UCF. And we came together and we did the improbable. I also want to thank the players. Man, we took over 2 years ago, and this team was 0-12. And now we're 12-0. They had probably the worst ranked offense in the country, and now we're number 1. Awesome group of guys. They bought into the vision that we had. They worked their tails off. They sacrificed. The love that they have for the university, for the coaching staff, was phenomenal. A quick story, this summer, the skilled guys decided to get up at 6:30 every morning to work out. And this was before their 7:30 lift. They wanted to do something on their own. They wanted to put in extra time. They wanted to pay the price. Because I told them, if you pay the price now, you'll reap the rewards during the season. So they got up every morning, 6:30 in the morning, throughout the summer. And the first day at fall camp, I told them, looked them in their eyes and told the offense, you're going to be champions. You're going to be champions. And they looked at me kind of funny because I don't know if they all believe me. But I told them, you're going to be champions. And we break every gathering when we're together. We break with champs. 1, 2, 3 champs. 1, 2, 3 champs. In fall camp, we went against our defense, and our defense was pretty good. They had, pretty good front seven, get after the passer, and we struggled a lot in fall camp against our defense. And I remember one scrimmage in our stadium, and we were pitiful. We were bad. And I brought the guys together, and I told them that today does not define who we are. Today does not define who we are. This is just a moment. We've got to learn from this practice, but you all are still going to be champs. And each game came, each game went, and they started to believe it more and more. And they had that focus. They had that vision. They knew that whatever they set their minds to, they could accomplish. And I'm just so proud of the young men. We faced a lot of adversity. Hurricane postponed 2 of our games. We basically played 11 straight games. We played on short weeks. We had to play USF on a short week, and nothing fazed these guys. They came together as a unit, unselfish. It was all about the team, one common goal, one common mission, and they found ways to win. And so I'm so proud of the young men. Thank you all for allowing me to stand up here. All credit goes to you all. All credit goes to the coaches. I wouldn't be here without you all. And we have one more game. And I look forward to getting back to UCF. I wish Coach Steele was here. I wanted to pick his brain a little bit because we do play them in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, and I want to try to find out some tips and see if we have a chance. But we're excited about the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, excited about the opportunity to play Auburn and try to go the whole season undefeated. But I'm truly honored to be a finalist. I'm truly honored to be up here with these other great men. And as I got to know all these men, they're great men, men of character, men of faith, and it goes well beyond self. And I'm just honored to be up here. And thank you for having me, and God bless.
Every time we do this, 22 years now, some people who come for the first time are blown away just how impressive assistant coaches are. And is it any surprise after listening to these guys to know that they're the best coaches in America? Let's give them another round of applause for our great finalists. I wanted to point something out too, and I know Coach Broyles would be proud about this. Now that's great, David. He would say, do you see what's happening here with our coaches? Because if you look at our finalists today, if we start on the very end, Troy Walters, who is his head coach? Former finalist for the Broyles Award, Scott Frost. If we look at Bill at Oklahoma, Bill, your head coach, Lincoln Riley, winner 2 years ago. If we look at Jim Leonard at Wisconsin, who is his coach? Paul Christ, 2-time finalist here for the Broyles Award. And then the other is Kevin Still, who's his coach? Gus Malzahn, winner of the Broyles Award. So 4 of the 5 here that were Broyles Award winners or finalists have produced Broyles Award finalists. Is that not an amazing thing? I just think Coach Broyles would be round of applause for that, for sure. And before we announce our winner, I did want to mention something real quick. If you look at the stats, just to hear what is happening in 22 years, and I know Coach Broyles, even though we don't have him here anymore, but he's here in spirit, he would be so proud to know that in the 22 years of this award, 40 coaches, 40 assistants have become, that were finalists or winners have become head coaches. That's 45% of every coach that has come to Little Rock has gone on to become a head coach. 20% of all Division I coaches right now, 20, are Broyles Award finalists or winners. Not every coach is meant to be a head coach. Some are great assistants. You look at John Chavis, one of our great winners. He's a guy that maybe, Mickey Andrews, our first winner, 1996 for Florida State, one of the greatest defensive coordinators of all time, Brent. Maybe it was meant to be that he was an assistant coach. But I just think if Coach Broyles' vision for this award, I think, is coming true. And it is giving attention to the most important person on the field, and that is the assistant coach, who is, we've heard mentioned tonight, spend more times with the players than anyone else. I did want to say real quick, thank you to Coach Hatfield and Coach Ken Turner this morning. One of the great things about our award for many years was Coach Broyles would have a breakfast with all the finalists. And Brent, you were fortunate in 2006 to do that. And Coach would go down there and he would start talking about him playing, in the Orange Bowl in 1940, whatever it was, 1948. And Brent, I know you enjoyed hearing that. And so obviously we don't have that opportunity. So Coach Hatfield, graciously enough, the last 2 years, Harold Horton with him last year, Ken Turner this year, went in and met with the guys and shared a little bit about the Broyles legacy. And it's just a reminder, too, to me that's something that's up to us now. We have to carry on that Broyles legacy through this award, through the foundation. And I think we have something very, very special going here. And thank you to the sponsors, volunteers, and everyone. So at this time, we can only give one winner out. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 22 years. It kills me. I just wish we could do 5 of these things, but we can't do it. We can only have one winner. So we want to bring up Molly and Betsy now. They're here. And what we'll do is that we will announce the winner, and we'll have the winner come up. We're not going to give a post speech. And then I hope you'll give a standing ovation for all of our finalists. We're so honored to have all of you here today.
Thank you, David. This is the best part. So exciting. And I do want to say that, to me, that this is one of the best classes we've ever had. And as you can see, they're just unbelievable people as well.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
And the winner is
Tony
Elliott
Elliott.
from Clemson. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We'll see you next year. Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach. Just collect your thoughts of just winning the Broyles Award. What's it mean to you?
Wow, I'm speechless. I mean, words can't express. Never did I imagine coming into the profession that I would have my name mentioned in the same sense as Coach Broyles. Just the impact that he's had on the game, his family, his community, the state of Arkansas, the University of Arkansas, and I'm speechless.
Coach, we've encouraged everybody to look up to your story, and I know you talk about it so much, but to go from there to this.
Oh, I can't take credit for that. To God be the glory. I'm just trying to live my life every day being the best version of me and not worrying about what happens next. And it's just a testament. I really can't take credit for this. The credit goes to Coach Sweeney for giving me an opportunity, all the offensive coaches, all of our players, our entire administration. I'm just happy for the Clemson family on this one.
It's such a great story. An industrial engineer. We're doing well in the business world. And an example to all young people out there. Follow your passion and see what it can result. Incredible story. You gave up a good living to pursue what it starts out as not a very good paying job.
Correct. I think that the most important thing is you got to wake up every day with a purpose. And while I had a great profession, a great boss, great working environment, future ahead of me, I just didn't wake up every day fired up to go to work. Now, my job did what I could do. I knew I needed to chase purpose.
Let's get Coach Venables over here. Clemson goes back to back. Tell us something we don't know about this man.
Well, I mean, first of all, I feel more emotional about this one than I did a year ago. I'm so happy. Want to cry for him. So well-deserved. And, he's such a great man, such a great person. Obviously, he's a terrific football coach, but he's the epitome of what you want in just being a man. And what a great ambassador for our program. And couldn't be more thrilled for him and Tamika. We're lucky to have them as part of the family.
It's no wonder you guys are defending national champions and the #1 seed again this year. To have 2 assistant coaches win this award, it speaks to the importance, I think, guys, of an assistant coach.
No question. I think it starts with the vision of the head coach and Coach Sweeney. He's an unbelievable individual, unbelievable father and husband, and he's a lot like Coach Broyles. He invests so much in us assistants, gives us an opportunity to come to a work environment where our family is welcome, where being a good person is encouraged, and it resonates with our players, and that's why you see the continuity on our staff. And then he's assembled the best collection of football minds and character in the business, and that's why you see our guys play at such a high level.
They share the love and the competition between defense and offense every day.
Oh, as I said in my speech prior to finding out I was a winner, the only reason that we're as good as we are on offense is because we get our nose bloodied every single day by Coach Venables and the defensive staff. I mean, they bring it every single day, the intensity, the focus, the competition, and it's what's made us better.
This is family right here.
It absolutely is. And just, again, thrilled to share this moment with Tony and Tamika and the rest of the Clemson family.
Can 2 Clemson coaches lift the Broyles Award trophy?
I think we'll figure out a way.
Yeah,
75 pounds, it might take 2.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Hey, just your time in Arkansas as we start to wrap up here. It's great having you guys. What's it like this whole weekend here in Little Rock?
Oh, it's a first-class event.
Yeah.
They set the standard for awards, and for us as coaches, this is the Heisman Trophy of assistant coaches. And again, for what it stands for, but the love and the passion, the investment, the commitment to doing what's right that goes well beyond the football field that affects so many people and Alzheimer's and caregivers. It just sets a great example for all of us in this profession.
The bad thing about this, we may leave the room Clemson fans.
You guys are 2 of the greatest guys. It's great having you here in town. We appreciate it.
Representatives for the award. Hey, and good luck.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Broyles Award winner Tony Elliott. Last year's Broyles Award winner Brent Venables. And what a great day it's been, and celebrating the careers of 5 great assistant coaches.
Awesome. First of all, I got to recognize the other finalists. It's a great group of guys, and I'm just extremely honored that the selection committee thinks enough of me to select me the winner.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.